Hey everybody, welcome to the Tesla Life, episode 48 for April 11th, 2018. My name is Russell Frost. I am your host this week, and our nominal sort of co-host, co-founder, as it were, the man who's the real power behind this show, let it be known, Mr. Mark Coughlin is traveling this week, so he is not with us. However, luckily for me, the very best person that I could ask to have on this show with me is here.
Is not available.
That's welcome, Patrick Hunter.
Yes.
Oh, no. Tony Schaefer.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to do my best at bench strength for the show. I don't know. That's about it. And
that's all you got, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all I got. You know, I'm just hoping that I can do better than the Blackhawks in the postseason.
The Blackhawks didn't have a postseason.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, I had to go there, didn't I?
Yeah.
I had to go there. Yeah. Why?
Yes. Notice, you know, there's 2 seasons in Chicago, and we've recently transitioned to baseball season. So my jersey changed.
This is the other. Oh, I didn't even notice. Did it change? It did.
Yep. A lot of people will say that Chicago has 2 seasons, winter and construction. But there's also 2 seasons that's hockey and baseball, Blackhawks and Cubs. Yeah.
Well, hopefully the Cubbies will do better this year than the Blackhawks.
Yes. Yeah. They'll certainly win more games. I'm sure of it in the first month alone. Yeah.
Well, we've got a bunch of news. Let's get into that. And speaking of doing better, Fred Lambert at Electric reported this week that Tesla registered a record 4,793 new Model 3 VINs. And that's a lot after, of course, reaching their 2,000 Model 3 per week, per vehicles per week last month, April, registering almost 4,800 new VINs at a crack. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's it's really good to hear. You know, I remember when they were doing 200 or 1,000 new VINs, and we're like, woohoo! It's really ramping up.
And now 2 weeks after registering a couple of thousand or more, here they are registering another almost 5,000.
Is this a sign of good things to come?
No, apparently the new high VIN, according to at Model 3 VINs on Twitter, is 25,374.
Yikes. Wasn't it just like 3 days ago we surpassed 10,000 and we were all happy about that? I mean, that's what it feels like. It feels like it was not that long ago that we were like, oh my God, there's an 11,000.
I have to say, I look forward to the time when we're not tracking VIN numbers.
Right.
I mean, I realized part of the fun with that is that Tesla doesn't release sales figures anyway. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's one way to do it, but I look forward to the time when VIN numbers are not a news story.
Right. It'll just become, whatever until someone gets to the 100,000, VIN or whatever. Yeah. And that'll be a big deal, but even that'll just be, hopefully just a splash.
Right. Well, I want to show this picture. No, share. There we go. So you're asking yourself, Russell, why do I care about 3 dudes standing in front of a Saab sign? And I would say that's a very legitimate question because this show is still called the Tesla Life, not the Saab Life. Turns out these are the proprietors of a Saab dealership in the Kitchener-Waterloo area now, or Kitchener-Waterloo region. Tony, can you tell me why that's significant to our show?
Because we have a man live on the streets in Kitchener-Waterloo region, except for this week when he's in the States. I think he's somewhere in the States.
Is he? Probably.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, yes, even in our own Mark Coughlin's backyard, it looks like they're going to be getting a 19,000 square foot Tesla facility. This was formerly, I guess, a Saab dealer that had a service center as well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a good sized building. It has obviously auto service bays. So good news to Kitchener-Waterloo region Tesla owners. You're going to have a home base soon.
In future, which
Yeah.
is our very own Mark Coughlin, who I don't think he's received his email yet. Has he? Have you heard?
You know what? I don't know. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think maybe they're holding off until they actually build the spot, and then they'll just call him up and say, "Hey, whenever you're ready, you can come over."
You see, I think it'd be so cool if this is all done by the time he, so he can like stay local and get his car, right? I mean, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, he could use his phone like he did a couple weeks ago, and then he could do the show from the showroom. Yeah,
I like that. And Tony, my apologies, I skipped right over you. I didn't even realize it because now I'm looking at the news and I did that. So up next, since I have transgressed the unwritten law, Mr. Tony Schaefer with the story.
Yeah, well, let me show everybody this.
Please do.
Rather spiffy looking concept, I'm guessing. And I know what you're thinking. If those of you who are actually watching the video version. Wait, am I not? Oh yeah, I navigated away. That's right. I thought it was its own window.
Now you have to look at the story.
Oh my God! Now I have to look at the story. I was going to blind you with the picture. So I'll stop sharing then and come back to the story. So I know what you're wondering, like, what the hell is that? It's not a Tesla. This is a Tesla show. And it turns out that is the prototype of a car that is slated to be made by one of the Tesla founders. Now, some of you who may be new to Tesla, new to the show, may be going, what? Elon Musk is partnering with someone else to build a car? Oh, Elon Musk was not one of the co-founders. It turns out there were two people who founded Tesla, and they were Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. And then Elon came along, and from what I understand, there were some harsh words, and they parted ways. Elon took over Tesla, and they decided to go their own way. Well, it turns out that Eberhard has teamed up with a Chinese car developer. Oh boy, Chongqing Soken.
Got me. I'm not even going.
I'm going with that. If you see it in the news, you'll know what I'm talking about. And they are starting a venture called SF Motors. And what it is they bought Eberhard's battery development company in EVIT. And they're working on energy density, and then they're going to work on building a car. It turns out they bought an old Hummer factory in South Bend, Indiana. Not too much of a stone's throw from the Chicagoland area. Wow. So it looks like one of the Tesla founders might be getting back into the car market, partnered with the Chinese company, and they might have something hopefully soon to show for it.
And it might look that cool.
Well, in fact, so they claim to be in pre-production later this year, and they actually do say that they plan on putting the first cars on sale in the spring of 2019. Now, you got to wonder if this is Tesla time. Get the reference, of course. But it seemed really, really fast. So we'll have to see. But mark your calendars, and we'll have to follow up on SF Motors in the spring of 2019 to see if they're putting out cars. And we hope they are. That'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be good to have one more manufacturer who can bring electric vehicles to the United States, but also to the globe. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, speaking of doing things by request, as it turns out, as is often the case with Tesla CEO Elon Musk, he tweeted something responding to a question. And the question was, quote unquote, or quote, "So I've spent the last hour in EV," I assume that's the name of this person's Tesla, "poking around trying to find any more Tesla Easter eggs after Elon Musk's earlier tweet, as well as desperately and likely futilely trying to request a firmware update to get the new nav. Unsuccessful on both fronts." The following day, Elon tweets, "We'll add a feature to allow a request of latest software version.
And what happens is Tesla is certainly famous for their OTA, their over-the-air updates that add features, improve the software that control Tesla vehicles. They're the only company that does this. But there's a good number of these cars, and apparently sometimes some cars actually wait so long for an update that another update has come out. So what Elon is talking about to this person is that they will soon add a feature that will allow a Tesla owner to request an update like on demand. Say, hey, you know what? I read about this. I want it. It hasn't come automatically yet. So that's actually really cool. If you're into it, if you're keeping up, and you know something exists, it's cool that the Tesla's willing to say, okay, we'll work with you on that.
Yeah, I do like the idea of being able to postpone the updates. Like people postpone updating their computers or updating their phone. You kind of wait to see if it's exactly what what you expect. I know Evan had mentioned a couple of times that he didn't know an over-the-air update was coming. He gets into his car and suddenly something has changed.
Right.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to say, you get a pop-up that says, hey, you have an update. Would you like to update now? And you can hit no if you want, but then it nags you until you hit yes or, whatever. But at least you can control when your car gets. I mean, if you're getting ready to go on a long distance trip or, you're going to see someone, whatever, you don't want your car updating right before you take the trip. And then now you've got new software that you have never used before.
It's one of those sort of double-edged swords where you want the update as soon as you can get it, but sometimes it's inconvenient. Like you just said, maybe you're about to leave on a trip and it's like all of a sudden, I don't want this to happen right now.
Yeah.
Or you want it to happen the day before rather than that morning.
Right. So yeah, just in general, being able to control the updates, I think is a great new feature.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Tony, I think you have something else about Model 3 deliveries.
Yeah. So this was in the Motley Fool. And
I love the Motley Fool.
I read their stuff every once in a while. Sometimes it seems a little
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it seems legit. Sometimes it's a little too what am I like over the top extreme or just fanciful or whatever. But
right.
When they're quoting real numbers, it's kind of hard to, the numbers are what the numbers are. And this one is about Tesla's quarterly Model 3 deliveries have surpassed GM's Bolt in the US. And this focuses on US deliveries. One of the things I had forgotten apparently is in 2017, 26,000 Bolts were delivered. Now, we had said before, like that was 2017, and Chevy went through their ramp up, and shit, I should skip this. Well, I had the 2018 number in front of me, and I lost it.
Well, I don't have it. Unfortunately, I was queuing up something else. I'm sorry, Tony.
Yeah,
you're on your own here, buddy.
I know.
It's so. Let me look here.
Yeah, I just looked real quick and I found at the end of 2017 again. So, but what the point here was, in 2017 there were 26,000 Bolts delivered, and that seems like a lot, of course, and I mean that's great that they're doing that. But then they put it in comparison that a $75,000 Model S delivered 55,000, almost twice as much in 2017. And the Model X delivered 47,000 last year. And so, even the incredibly expensive Tesla vehicles are greatly outselling out, they're delivering more of these cars. And then you look at the Model S, which, as we know, is ramping up. And, as we just said, they've registered more VINs. And so we're looking at over 8,000 units for the Model S. And, they extrapolate, but we know how good it is to extrapolate. But they're hoping to get 20,000. Was 20,000 a month. So my big question is, GM, what the hell are you waiting for?
So let me just because I hate the Motley Fool, let me put this in another perspective, if I may. So Tesla is a company. They make different model cars, just like Chevrolet. The total output of Tesla dwarfs the Bolt. However, the Bolt is not the total output of Chevrolet, which dwarfs Tesla's output. Now, I realize we're comparing gas cars to electric cars. I'm not even saying that Chevrolet shouldn't be making more Bolts. I hope they do. I hope they sell tons and tons and tons. But I'm not super impressed by this. You know what I mean? Like, Tesla's entire manufacturing output is more than one model from one company.
Right. Okay.
Is that unfair?
Well, I guess that's not unfair. I just think, okay, the Chevy Bolt is a dedicated car, right? I mean, there's no.
Right. It's not the electric version of something else.
Yes. Yeah. It's something, which means there's a dedicated line.
Yes.
So
what you're saying is they should be making more.
Why isn't the line running faster? Is there a holdup somewhere? Are they having a hard time getting the batteries? Is they're having a, are the robots not working fast enough? It's a dedicated line. So it's not like a hybrid version of the Malibu that they have to like slip things in while the car is moving along. And, this is, if you can build 20,000 on this line, you should be able to build 20,000 more and maybe a little faster, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I guess. I mean, maybe we'll just disagree on that one.
Yeah. You know what? And that just got me thinking of the Chevy Bolt. What's the phrase for the time on the lot?
Oh, how many? Yeah. Boy, that's a good. I don't remember. Days on the lot.
Yeah.
And, I don't remember. Right. How big is the supply of bolts currently?
Yeah. So, which begs the question. I mean, if it's a very short wait, or if there's a waiting list, that you would think that would tell Chevy to make more bolts. I mean,
you would think. You would think.
Of course.
You would think. But I mean, I think Chevy's been. You know what? I don't know. Right. We would have to look at that, and maybe that's something to dig into on what drives us. But Chevy has been reliably producing these cars and getting them out to dealers and hopefully selling them and pulling them through. Whereas Tesla's been, certainly had some manufacturing issues. I'm not entirely, like, I don't really know so there's the point that, and I guess you read down to the bottom of this article and it says 10 stocks we like better than General Motors. Okay. Yeah. Is this all that Tesla stock is more exciting than General Motors? Well, it might be, but
I realize every Motley Fool article ends with, and here's this week's stock picks.
Right.
But
yeah. Here's our 10 best stocks for investors to buy right now, and General Motors wasn't one of them. Well, thank God. I don't really care what David and Tom say.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of not caring, wow, that was kind of weird, wasn't it? Just, where did I go? I'm looking for, well, I don't have it. Tony, by any chance, do you have that photo of our next story?
Yeah, it's right here.
Thank you. Somebody was nice enough to take their Model 3 key card and x-ray it, because why not?
Not? Right.
Why not? So Tony's been kind enough to pull this up. That, my friends, is what an x-rayed Tesla Model 3 key card looks like. Not super exciting. Yeah, there's a little chip. There's an antenna.
And the word Tesla.
Mm-hmm. Which leads me to speculate, could this card have actually been like even smaller, and then would that have been better or worse? Who knows, right? But
right, yeah. Yeah, I gotta wonder if it would have been funny if they X-rayed it and they would have said, "Hey, Tesla's spelled backwards." But there is the thing, maybe it could have been smaller, and the antenna could have been reconfigured for a smaller form factor. However, I think that you would also run into the situation that it would be more difficult to carry.
Right.
In this form factor, it slips into any wallet, billfold, or anything meant to carry a card.
Sure. And everybody's set up for that sort of business card size thing. And that like, should it be in a ring, or should it be, you know what I mean? Like something else, right?
It could be implanted in your forearm.
Oh, I don't like the word implanted.
Yeah.
No. In fact, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to go to a car dealer and have anything implanted. Forgive me. Even a Tesla dealer, I'm gonna just pass on that. Well, Inside EVs did an interesting story this week about rate increases at the Tesla superchargers, and that while lots of people may not be excited about a rate increase to the supercharger, understandably, nobody likes it when anything they buy or need goes up in cost. For the long-term health of Tesla, this is without question the right move, because no one's going to not buy the Tesla because the supercharger network had a rate increase. It's a pretty reasonable increase, given in most states. Now, in some states, again, it arguably reasonable is a relative thing. For instance, Oregon doubled from 12 cents per kilowatt hour to 24 cents. In California, rates went from 20 cents to 26 cents a kilowatt hour. Now, keep in mind, in most of California, it is rates of 41 cents or more per kilowatt hour are very, very common. Very common. So, and most of the other increases were very, very minimal. So it's not going to be something that's going to set Tesla owners back on their heels and go, oh my God, we're blunt sales. But it is something that could generate an enormous amount of money. We're talking about perhaps $50 million a year to Tesla's bottom line. And make no mistake, $50 million is worth bending over and picking up if you drop it on the ground.
Oh, I know. I hate that when I drop $50 million.
Yeah. Isn't it embarrassing?
Yeah.
Because then other people are looking at it going, look, that guy can't even hold on to $50 million.
Yeah. But yeah. He must work for Tesla.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, this is just, we've mentioned time and time again that most of the time the chargers should be used for when you're taking long rides, or long drives. It shouldn't just be, hey, I'm heading home from work, I think I'll top off my battery. And yeah, these kind of charges promote that. They discourage the day-to-day, I just feel like topping off my battery, and it keeps those people away so that there are more spots open for the people who are driving long distances and really need to top off their car.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's a great point. Again, it's sort of, it's sort of social engineering, right? They're trying to set up the right circumstances so that people of their own accord do what works best for the most Tesla owners. That almost sounds like communism.
Well, the fact that we're charging is a sort of a communist capitalism.
Good point, right? Like free charging. What is that about?
Yeah.
Why aren't these people paying whatever the market will bear?
Right. It should be much, much more.
All of a sudden, I feel like, I haven't looked in the chat room. Hey, everybody in the chat room, please don't hate on me. I'm just sort of throwing ideas out there. It's not what I think should happen, per se. Right. So it's cool. And in the end, again, all of us want Tesla to continue to exist and continue to make cars. And any reasonable thing that they do that makes them a healthier company in the long run is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Right. And, I do think if I'm charging at home, I pay about 10 cents kilowatt hour. Now I looked it up. It was 8 cents the last time I looked. Now it's gone up to 10. I'm almost broke as a result. But if I'm charging at home at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, and then I need to make a long trip in my car, I realize that's a 1 or 2 time a year event. So, okay, I have to pay 20 cents kilowatt hour for the convenience of being able to charge my car while I'm, while I'm taking this drive. Yeah, that's not going to kill me.
No, all over the place in an extensive, the largest manufacturer owned charging network. And arguably maybe one of the best manufacturer owned or otherwise.
Yeah. The amount of money being saved in gasoline is grotesquely going to outweigh the cost of these chargers, charge rates
increase. And again, keep in mind, if you live in San Diego, you're probably paying 4 times that anyway. So, the supercharger is still a good value. The next story. Okay, so I have to kind of confess that Mark puts the stories together, and I don't really like. So I'm not blaming this on him. Mark's going to.
I think you should.
Comes back. Someone named Andy Front from Andy Front Films did an animated story of Elon Musk's life, and you're saying, "Oh my God, Russell, show me this! Show me!" Okay, I'll show you a little bit of it. We can't show you much of it. There's certainly a link. You look for Andy Front, Front, Front Films on YouTube, and you'll see this. So yeah, here's part of the Elon Musk story.
How does he know? Was he there?
I don't know. This is so weird. There's wait. Oh no, Elon, look out! Oh!
If you don't mind yourself, I'll ship your car into space.
How does that happen? I mean,
South Africa.
Oh, is that what it is?
In South Africa.
Look at Elon's little room. I didn't know he lived in like a bare attic with a telescope.
I'm pretty sure that's where they shot Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to kind of there he is. Elon's looking at the stars.
One of these days, Tesla, bang, zoom, straight to the moon.
Yeah, there's some, there we go. Some hyper, all sorts of things that Elon is doing. Yeah, there he is. Whoa, wait a second.
Now that's a flamethrower.
How can he do that? That's not even possible. And there's a SpaceX rocket. So, the animation's wonderful, and why not, right? This is a 6-minute film of Elon's life. There's Elon in space. I think Elon might need a shave though.
Yeah, he kind of easily, quickly skimmed over the Elon balding PayPal period.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. And there's
good reason.
That is. Wait, Elon's smoking a cigar. And he's driving a roadster on Mars.
Somebody worked really hard to get a dinner with Elon.
I'm speechless.
I'm not sure what to make of this.
A little maniacal there.
I'm like literally not sure what to make of this.
Yeah, I don't even know either. It's okay. So enough.
Did those people just fall in love watching Elon drive across Mars?
I guess so. So there's the Elon Musk story on YouTube. Andy Front Films, 189,000 views already. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. You can go watch it.
Well, it certainly is something.
We certainly don't know how it's sourced. We can't attest to the truth in the story, but there it is anyway.
I'm pretty sure the part about him smoking a cigar, driving a electric car across Mars is accurate.
Yeah. I mean, how could that not be, right?
Exactly.
Duh. Our friends at Electric once again announced that the Tesla Model 3 with dual motor will be now planned for July, according to Some dude named Elon Musk at Tesla.
That guy again.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Is he back from Mars?
Yes, the source on that too. Yeah, it's Twitter.
Go figure.
So Elon's thing was people were asking about the dual motor and when. Elon said, and I quote, "We need to achieve 5,000 per week with Model 3 before adding complexity that would inhibit production ramp." So probably July was his follow-up.
Wow, that actually sounded like a valid CEO argument for, like, strategically delaying something.
I like that picture though.
I know. Oh my God, that is a really sweet picture.
Yeah, it is. Let's look at those motors.
That might be my next phone wallpaper right there.
Nice. So that is an overhead view of the base, the frame, the chassis of the Model 3 with very brightly red painted dual motors, which, according to Elon, coming to you folks in July.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Nice.
Well, speaking of things that Elon's throwing down, Tony's got a story about Elon.
Yeah, so we were talking last week, of course, about how Tesla was having some hard days. The stock had slipped quite a bit. They received like a C minus credit rating, and so Goldman Sachs jumped in and basically said, you need to sell, you need to get out of Tesla stock. They're going to run out of money. They're going to have to borrow more. And because their rating went down, then they're not going to be able to repay it. And they're going to go, Goldman Sachs painted a really bad image. And so let me share this one tweet, which is, which is pretty good here. So this person had said, I own Tesla stock, but this doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. And he links to the article in which Goldman Sachs has said, this is a really bad time. So Elon replied, place your bets, ... So yeah, Elon is not hearing it, and he is still being very bullish. And he is not concerned with what investors or these financial people are projecting. So he's not backing down. He's confident and cocky, and he puts the C in cocky, CEO. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
CEO.
I'll come back with something, and it's going to be awesome.
Thank you. Chat room, now's a really good time. If you have a title, we would love to hear it for this show.
This would be a really good time for me to actually get into the chat room.
Oh, Tony, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to send you in there, my friend.
Oh, well, it wouldn't do us any good if somebody comes up with an awesome title and
we don't read it.
Right.
Inside EVs, while you're doing that, Inside EVs reported yesterday, Stephen Loveday, that the Tesla Model 3 production tracker zips up towards 2,500 units a week. It's a tough road, but it seems like the floodgates are starting to open. And it looks like between the Bloomberg VIN tracker and what Inside EVs is doing, they're saying that this may be, unlike previous production increases, this may be a sustainable number. At least it appears to be. And Tesla may have finally kind of broken free of the bounds that held them back before, and hopefully start producing what Elon had promised, and working obviously towards that 5,000 per week that Elon mentioned earlier needs to happen at the end of Q2 to see things like the dual motor, and just to kind of be where Tesla's supposed to be as far as production.
Yeah, now that they've whipped the robots into shape.
The alien juggernaut has finally been tamed.
I think that's why Elon is, hates artificial intelligence so much. He's telling, I think he's seen it firsthand, and I think some of his robots are starting to rebel and in union.
Unionize?
Yeah, I think so.
Do robots want to be in a union?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, they work for like hours without a break. They never
Yeah.
once get a bathroom break. I mean,
I
think
know,
about that. That's
exactly.
cruel and unusual.
No vacation, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me see here. Is this? Yes. This is the final story for the day. Going back to Electrek, a Tesla engineering car leaked photo shows what apparently how autopilot sees with settings for, wait for it, full self-driving. Let's show that on the screen so you can see. This is the picture from electrek.co. Now, does this mean that it's coming soon or that you'll get it soon? Or I don't know. We don't know. It's one picture that someone's blown up and dug into, which is totally cool. But what does it mean? Well,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly there.
Right. And is it a surprise that Tesla, here's the other sort of the screen, so you can see where right around here is where it says full self-driving. So, I mean, does that mean that that's coming? Well, yeah, of course. And what a surprise. We've known that, Tesla's been working on that for a number of years. So it doesn't surprise me to see it there, but does this photo that they dug into mean something? Honestly, unless you're at Tesla, we don't know.
Yeah.
Are you an engineer at Tesla? Would you like to talk to us? We'd like to talk to you. And if you don't care about your job, come on the show. Okay.
I do. I'm always fascinated by seeing the views that the car sees. I'm always fascinated watching these and just watching it tag these objects in real time. That always amazes me.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like AI, it's like seeing something think is very odd.
Mm-hmm.
We're used to that thinking going on deep inside. Well, Tony, any shout outs this week?
Well, yeah, of course, now that I'm in the chat, shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's see, we've got, sorry, I got something in my throat here. So we had Elon is smoking. And then I actually suggested, what's Elon smoking?
Oh.
And then
it actually did look like a nice big Cohiba. I got a
balding
on Mars. That's
balding on Mars. Rise of the machines, robots to unionize.
We need oil brakes, Tesla robot.
That's pretty good. We need oil brakes.
Nice.
Yeah, Tesla robots need oil brakes. Tesla robots to unionize. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff in there.
Nice. I do like that one. If Goldman Sachs is making statements like this, why are they also buying more Tesla stocks? Who knows?
Because they know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, certainly a large stock brokerage wouldn't do anything to try to influence the market, right?
Right. No, I mean, it's true. I was watching the Kramer guy on TV the other day, and he wasn't doing anything to influence the purchase of certain stocks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, chat room, for that. Any other shout outs, Tony?
Shouting out to Mark, who's missing the show, but hopefully watching, or he'll listen to it at some point.
We need you, man.
Yep. Come back. We suck at this.
I want to thank everybody who comments on the show on YouTube. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. And it's nice to read that stuff. So
yeah, I mean, it's true. They always say don't read the comments, but no, I mean, we actually read the comments
on our stuff. We do. Yeah. In general, don't read the comments.
yeah.
On the Tesla Life, it's okay, but and on what drives us. But yeah, in general, don't read the comments. We have great people making great comments. Even when, for instance, somebody pointed out that I was wrong on an interview on what drives us, and yep, you're dead right. I was totally wrong, and I admitted it right away. And then like the following 20 people had to tell me that I was also wrong, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. As always, want to thank Lee Moon for our theme music. Lee wrote, performed, and composed it, and lets us play it for free. Thank you, Lee. You can follow us at the Tesla Life on Twitter, and of course, search the Tesla Life Show on YouTube. Look for our fun red logo and subscribe there. We would love to have you as a regular viewer, and of course, subscribing helps us because everybody looks at those subscriber numbers. So, Tony, what else do I say? Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having the show, with just little old me.
Yay! It was just the two of us. I'd sing us like, is that Grover Washington? Just the two. No, I'm not going to sing. No one. You all deserve better than me singing. So,
Carver.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, tune in next week and find out what is going on in the Tesla life.